Hello there folks, I'm RJB from RJB TV, and this is gonna be... Actually, let me see if I close my window. Let me just really quickly check, okay, while we load up the game. So let's pull up all the slides. Oh, we got this, Brain and Kuangai, Korea against China, the flags, and we're switching over to the game. Let's put the score at the top, and let's see if I closed my window or not. Also, I gotta give Kuangai one more win there on the board at the top. He won the previous game, and I'm gonna check, okay? Yeah, the window is closed. The window is closed. Okay, let's get into the action here with Kuangai yet again on the Protoss. And his opponent Brain on the opposite side of the map on the blue Zerg. Okay, we got blue against teal going on right here. So Brain on a Zerg yet again, just like in game number 1. Game number 1, yes, game number 1 he was on the Zerg. Game number 2 was Protoss against Protoss. Game number 3 was Protoss against Terran. So yeah, cross-map situation, that looks very, very good for Brain, but maybe Kuangai has a couple of cool tricks and build orders up his sleeve, some strategies ready to be revealed that are going to put Brain to the test in his cross-map spawn situation. But most of the time, cross-map spawn is the best scenario for a defending player. And as we all know, Protoss is always on the offense, Zerg and Terran pretty much always forced to defend for the first little bit of the game. Like the first 10 to 15 minutes. There might be some opportunities to attack here and there, but most oftentimes games don't exactly play out like that for the Terran or Zerg. They're usually always, well, I don't want to say always, because then isn't usually. Usually, most of the time, they are defending and deflecting, surviving, holding on for dear life. So what is Brain going to do, and what is Kuangai going to do? So what I don't really like about Kuangai here, with this build order specifically, is that he went for a double gateway into a Nexus, which I said before is pretty good for early game rushing attempts, but if you're not, right next to your opponent, then a double gateway is not really going to do much. And he's also scouting only the chokes, he's not scouting all the way in. He's going to see the Overlord there though, he sees the Overlord, so now he knows that Brain is probably on the top corner or here on the middle. If he's not here on the middle, he's got to be on the top corner. So he sees that there's no creep right there. And is now actually going to go to the bottom or to the top? I wonder if he put together he didn't make the connection. He didn't make the connection. He went the wrong way. He assumed that, like, even though the Overlord was moving from the top to the bottom, he assumed that Brain must be on this base right here, because he didn't scout this choke yet. He did scout this choke. But Brain is actually going for a non-choke bull order, quite ballsy if you ask me. He went for a hatchery in a pool, and a hatchery gas hatchery into a sunken. And he has the 100 gas for speed, now making some zerglings and making a sunken, of course, to protect himself from zealot aggression, because Kuangai is a zealot aggression kind of guy. He always goes for double gateway at the start into a Nexus. That's what he likes to do. Double gas are in the back. No, he's got the cannon right there, and there comes the Cybercore. He really just likes to integrate one build order into all sorts of different pathways, but he starts the same pretty much every single game, which might in this situation not be optimal, because if you start the same way every single game, you're not gonna have the most optimal build order for every single situation. For some situations, yes, sure, your build order will be efficient, very efficient and effective. But for other situations like this one, it might not have been the best choice, because in this situation you're cross-map, and Brain is defending this quite well. At least he has prepared himself quite well. Ooh, he loses no Zerglings, okay? Loses no Zerglings at all. That's a miracle. That's some really good wriggling and raggling, snaking around, dodging the zealot attacks, the swords. I think they're on very low HP though. I think they almost died. Maybe it was just pure luck. Maybe that was pure control and pure micro. Hatcher coming up in the front. Got the cannon in the back. Zerglings are going across the map. These zealots are he's going to intercept them. Microing, loses a Zergling, loses another one. Zealots kills 3, 4. He's getting all low HP zealots and Zerglings. Oh, they almost all go down. But he kills 2 zealots though. That's good. That's great. Now more Zerglings in the front. They're going to have to keep this hatchery alive. Comes in from behind. There's a shield. He didn't make a cannon. He started with a shield battery. That's a Chinese thing. I've seen it happen before in this series where he goes for a shield battery, not a cannon. And I think in this situation, a cannon would have been a much better choice. Way better choice. Surrounds it all. He's going to kill this. He's going to kill the middle. The shield battery did some healing, but I think if that was a cannon, it would have done way, way more than a shield battery could do. Shield batteries are awesome for carriers, but for rushes and holding positions like this on the fastest map, not so much. I think that was not a great choice. So now Brain's gonna get a choke up. He's already on 5 hatcheries, got a high-risk den 70 drones. That's hatchery number 6, goes for a run by. He's gonna try to jump on the cannon in the back. And you can see the Kuangai is trying to block the cannon, trying to block the Zerg from hitting it, but it goes in from every single direction, gets on top of the cannon, and the cannon will go down. He finds a really good position, though, for the Zealots to get maximum damage while taking minimum damage against the Zerglings, but he just gets surrounded. More Zerglings coming in. He's going to just jump and pounce on his target. He's pouncing on him. The probes there protecting the cannon. Cannons are warping in. They're in the back. This cannon's going to stay alive. A couple more probes do go down. Zerglings are still hitting hard, but the probes do quite a bit of damage when they're all so close to each other. They do a bit of damage. So the Zerglings do perish eventually, but they do kill a couple probes, a couple cannons, a couple zealots. They completely disrupt Kuangai's game plan. Kuangai's game plan has been disrupted, slowed down, ruined, you might say, but he is not yet out for the count. But the fact that every single one of his plans just got interrupted, while Brain already has 6 hatcheries, that's great news. That is an amazing situation for Brain, who can now drone up a lot, or go for... I'm not sure what he's going to do, to be honest. There are a couple options. Either just make a lot of Hydralisks and try to go for a Hydralisk cross-map attack, or just go for a very strong sunken choke in the front, some Hydralisk behind it, some vision on the sides, and go for a lot of drones. The speed for Zealots is finished up there for Kuangai, who tries to run through, but not going to go through because there's simply too many sunkens. It's not going to work, buddy. Not gonna work. Also, he's blocking this entrance point with 2 Hydralisks and blocking this other entrance point with a couple more Hydralisks. And those an Evo chamber in the front just to make it hard to hit the sunkens. So the reason why Brain is not going for an attack with mass Hydras here is because he has to, of course, first produce the Hydralisks. And by the time he has the Hydralisks, Kuangai will have a lot of Zealots with level 1 attack and speed and Dragoon range and armor. I think armor is on the way now. Level 1 attack finished, he's getting armor now. And he would have had too much army for Brain to overpower with his Hydralisk. So Brain is kind of forced into droning a lot. And then of course make some Hydralisks there to cover the sides against drops, because drops are on the way, because he saw the robotics warping in earlier when he was here inside of Kuangai's base. Now, Kuangai is on 50 probes. He's not very far ahead with the workers compared to Brain, because Brain has been allowed to just drone and drone a couple cycles now, because there's not really any realistic opportunity for Kuangai to really hurt him or break through. He can try to attack with this army, but then we have the Hydralisk standing behind the Sunkens. It will certainly destroy and murder the Zealots, and if that happens, then Brain does have the opportunity to go for a strong counterattack. Because if Kuangai attacks right now, he will lose way more than he can kill. And he only has 5 cables at home. He's got another 4 cables on the way on the middle, though, so if this goes on for long enough, he could, of course, rebuild his army faster than he could right now. But if he were to attack right now, it wouldn't end too well for him. Reaver arrives on the scene. He's got shuttle speed, he's got scarab damage on the way, he's got he's got Dragoon attack almost finished up. Dragoon range almost finished up. Level 1 armor is very close to finishing. He's gonna try to just peel away that outer layer with the Reavers first, but in come the Hydralisk. He's gonna surround the double Reaver. The Reaver gonna get sniped. Doesn't kill a single Hydralisk. He kills a Sunken, but all the Hydralisks stay alive. Very good snipe. Very decisive move there by Brain. He saw the opportunity. He was keeping track with the Overlords there on the high ground. He saw all of this. He knew, if I go right when it shoots, I can kill the Reavers before the Reavers can shoot back at me. Very well done. So now more Hydralisks on the way. 48 drones. Things are looking nice. Getting level 1 attack, level 1 carapace. At the same time, getting the Lurker aspect as well, and getting a hive. A very early Queen's Nest and a Spire there, just finishing up on the top. Adding on additional gas. He's currently on 5 gas. 2 more just finished. He's getting a couple more there on the bottom. He's going to go for all 10 at the same time, probably. He's going to go for all 10. Like, he's adding on 2 more there. The 2 drones are waiting in the front. The Reavers are attacking. Dragoons are joining the party. I think he just cancelled level 1 attack, was that? Or level 1 attack finish? Nope, he cancelled level 1 attack. The Evo Chamber in the front was getting a level 1 attack. It just got cancelled. That is going to slow Brain down because he really needs level 1 attack against level 1 armor on those Dragoons and Reavers. The damage his Hylas will do against the Gateway Army from Kuangai is just too little if you don't have level 1 attack against level 1 armor. But who knows, maybe you can get level 1 attack on time for it to matter. He's getting Mutalisks now, getting a Greater Spire, so he's getting the Hive into Greater Spire. Gonna rely on the Guardians. He's got a great combination of Lurkers, Sunglets, and Hylas there. We have some Observers on the scene. Kuangai, very strong attack here, marching forward. He's going to try and sneak a drop in at the same time. Like, this frontal attack is great, it's largely to break through, but it's also to distract from the drop there on the top corner. Scourges are gonna hunt it down there though. Brain finds it, kills it. Drop does not get in, but the front door here is getting destroyed. Brain is having a pretty tough time. But in come reinforcements with a great surround, target firing on the Reavers. You gotta take down the Reavers first, because the Reavers do most of the damage. But while you're killing the Reavers, the Dragoons do kind of destroy your Hylasks as well. But he takes it all down. Observer 1, one observer still alive in the back, took down the other one with a Scourge. The Mules in the back are waiting for Greater Spire to finish. He's on 54 drones. He cancelled 1 extractor and didn't get the other 2 either. So he went for 7 in total. He was trying to go for 10, but realized I'm going to have to adjust and cancel 3 of them and go for 7 gas instead. He's only on 50 pro drones. Only 60 probes. Looks like Kuangai stopped producing probes, and I think that's gonna hurt him. Because at this point in the game, you're spending so many minerals that you do have to get up to like 75 to 80 probes to be capable of building more gateways and more units at the same time. Because at the moment, when you have like 16 gateways, or he's got 17 gateways, he's got 4 robotics as well, you can pretty much not produce and build more structures on 60 probes when you already have 17 gateways. You could argue 17 is enough, but I don't think it is. So Brain tries to break through into the middle, but Kuangai does have a large army with level 110, almost level 1 shields, waiting to basically push back against Brain. And Brain, having lost a level 1 attack earlier, is really just not doing enough damage against these Hylas. Like, the damage is not that high. You can see it on this Dragoon that got selected. The damage with level 0 attack on the Hylas is not that great. So Brain burns through his entire army. And he's getting his upgrades. His upgrades are almost there, but I think he should have waited for level 1 attack. So that's an error I am seeing Brain make for pretty much the first time ever. I don't really ever see him make the error of attacking right before his attack upgrade finishes up. So once again, Kuangai tries to get in, but cannot get in. Picks up a Reaver, and 2 Zealots gonna try to sneak through over the left side there. Well, the right side. This is the right side. So yeah, this attack here in the front, this fight is intense, let me tell you. Drop over the top. Hylas moving. Brain spots it just on time. His response time is just so damn fast. But it's not getting in. The pressure is still on Brain. He's got 56 drones now. And upgrade level 1 attack. Finished there for the Hylas. Level 1 Carapace on the way. He's getting both air upgrades at the same time. So that's going to be in 1-1 very soon. Whereas Kuangai's now in 1-1-1. Level 2 attack and armor both on the way. Getting Storm as well. Drop over to the bottom side. Tries to get in, but Brain intercepts it, blocks it, turns around. He's going to have to keep on looking for a way in while tanking to the front. He's going to have to keep on looking. Keep on working for it. Snipes it. Kills all of it. Brain now positioned his Guardians there to fight and attack from over this flank. That's going to disrupt this push from Kuangai because his units will not be able to fire back if the Guardians are placed at the perfect distance. Like just right behind the hill. If you put them in hold position in a nice line at this distance, the Dragoons and High Templars cannot. Well, the High Templars can, but the Dragoons cannot. Like, let's see if it works. Let's see if it works. So in this situation it does not work because the Dragoons are on the top side of the lane, not on the bottom side. So yeah, he has to reposition a little bit, goes for the attack, once again, drop there, going over the right side yet again. Let's keep on trying. Brain has progressed back to his choke point, kills the double observer. That's painful. There's one more in the back, but he's too far away. Dragoon's getting pulled into the lurkers. He's spreading out vision. He knows the drop is coming, passes by the shuttles, moves his Hylas into position just on time, snipes 1, snipes number 2. Does not snipe number 2. Has to run away. Templar storms. Templar hits him really softly, gently. Very gentle tap. Another drop over the bottom. This one might hit Brain. Nope. Gonna get intercepted just on time. Just on time. Just on time. Like, if he got hit right there, oh, that would have been terrible. 75 minerals. Luckily, his drones were pretty far away, though. So he moves to kill the Guardians, but the Guardians already moved back to his choke point back into his base. That was a cute move. He tried to kill it, was already gone. Brain saw it coming. Now he's going over the top side. He's going to attack over the top side, because Brain just saw the Dragoons right here with his Overlords. So he moves to the top side and going to do the exact same thing and interrupt the progression through this choke point with long-range attacks. Kind of like tanks sitting behind a hill. Kind of like that. But instead his Guardians also snipes another Observer. There's so many Lurkers in the front. He's only on 54 drones. He's not really grown much. Like, he's not grown at all. His base is still the same size. His army has grown a little bit bigger, so that's great. The upgrades have become better. But his economy has not really gotten any better over the past 7 to 8 minutes. It's kind of been the same. But he's built a nice, strong frontal defense, so that has to count. Also, Scourge is hunting once again for the shuttles. And man, these Guardians hanging over the sides are just doing so much work in completely melting through these Dragoons, which do have 2-2-1 upgrades, I believe. Yeah, 2-1-2. Guardians in 1-1. Scourge is hunting for the Observers. Observer tries to escape, but goes down anyway. Finds the shuttle as well. And that was the shuttle with units inside of it. He actually got the right shuttle in all of that, but two more on the top. Hunting them down with a Scourge, trying to chase, trying to survive, escaping back to the Dragoons. Will they survive? And yes, they do. One of them hits. That one. See, I think Brain is now going to grow a little bit bigger because he feels safe and secure. He fought very hard over the past 7 to 8 minutes to secure the front door, which was almost broken entirely. But he's in a pretty good position at the moment. I think he also has level 2 too. They're on the Hydra, so he can fight on equal terms with Kuangai's army, who still is only on 60 probes, but, you know, this is kind of what I predicted would happen, didn't I? I think that Brain's production is gonna become a little bit too big for Kuangai to keep up with very, very soon. Once Brain reaches about 75 drones in total, unless he's gonna stay on 68. Not too sure. Tries to fly in with a drop yet again. They're over the front, but gets ensnared, so turns around. Gonna have to wait and try another time. Storming there on the Guardians on the high ground. Doing a pretty good job of cleaning it all up. Cleans it all up pretty nicely. But this arc around this choke point seems impossible to break. And I think Kuangai's weaker late game is starting to show itself. He's a very strong early and mid game player, as we could see in all the games so far. But as you can see, he doesn't really build anything after like 10 minutes into the game. Like, he's had all this at 10 minutes. At 10 minutes he had 60 probes and 2 robos and 17 gateways. And he still has 70 gateways. Still has 3 robos. Has no protection at his nexus in the back. This guy is all aggression. Just pure aggression. No defense. 0 defense. This guy put all of his statistics, all of his powers and his skills into attacking. And this time around, it's just not working against Brain. Brain has defended himself quite well, to say the least. Quite well. Quite well defended. So now it becomes a question of whether Brain is going to go for a precise strike on the nexus in the back on the other side of the map, or if he's going to try to break through the middle. Drop comes in, gets sniped as well. Drop over the top, gets sniped as well. Both drops not meant to succeed because there's vision everywhere. Like, literally vision all over the place. Also, I think the Guardians now have level 2 attack and 2 carapace, so they are really strong. The Goons are in 2-3, getting level 3 shield and armor right now. Also getting his air upgrades, built a Stargate on the middle. Getting hallucination. flanking the middle there. There's a lot of zealots in the mix here, and I think that's because he only has 6 gas and 60 probes. He could build another nexus and get a couple more gas to build dragoons consistently, but at the moment it looks like Kuangai cannot afford to produce dragoons and templars all the time. He's forced to mix in zealots, and zealots are absolutely terrible against guardians and lurkers. Absolutely terrible. He needs more probes, and you can see it. He's starting to feel it. He needs more production. He needs more production. He's like another, let's say, 6 gateways, maybe 3 more robos, maybe another 5 stargates, and I'd say another 10 probes. Purely for gas. He needs more gas. He just needs more gas. So you do not want to be producing zealots here. Like the zealots walking into the lurker spines just melts within the blink of an eye. It's not a great attacking pattern. So Brain is really starting to come together here. He still only has so few hatcheries. Like there's 3 in the top, and we have 10 hatcheries in total. 10. Only 10 hatcheries. Which goes to show that as a Zerg in 1v1, you do not need to wait until you have 20 hatcheries. It helps to have a lot of them. It helps you produce a lot. But you can win games with like 10 of them. Maybe 9 even. Or 12, like somewhere in between that. Perfectly fine as long as you know what you're doing. Like Brain right here. Brain knows what he's doing. He's spending his money wisely, getting very good unit compositions. He's covering all of his defenses, not letting anything slip through. I am a little bit surprised that he didn't get lurkers on his hive for drops, but maybe he's not expecting Kuangai to go for mass drops on the hive like a player like 458 would do. He would go for mass Reaver drops on the hive as a mix in between these mass attacks that are trying to break through the front door. Kuangai's kind of been trying the same thing. Rinse and repeat. Attack the front and go for a drop. But at the moment, it's just not working. It's just not working out that well for him. And I think Brain is actually going to pull the trigger now after seeing that Kuangai lost a lot of units into this choke point, and now he feels that it's his moment in time to shine and break through the confinement. We do not have enough Reavers. Actually, we have got no Reavers. We got 1 High Templar, and we have a surround of Guardians and Highlanders breaking through this choke point, destroying it, which puts the production of Kuangai in direct danger into direct, immediate danger. The clock is ticking. The police is knocking on the door and they're saying, FBI, open up. And they barge through the door. Kuangai calls no GG, just leaves the game. And Brain comes out as our victorious victor here in game number 4, as he defends a very well played early game from Kuangai. Kuangai played a very strong early game. I think if he did a couple things just a little bit differently, he would probably have won this, okay? He would probably have won the game if some small details here and there had been just a little different. Brain was actually pushed very close to falling off the edge of a cliff. With how well Kuangai played the early game, was a very strong push. Upgrades were great. Canceling the level 1 attack for Brain was also an amazing advantage, because it was literally like 10 seconds, maybe 5 seconds away from finishing up. Like 5 seconds away. Maybe I can rewind a little bit and show the point where the level 1 attack upgrades get cancelled, just to show how close it was. It was very close. Look at how close this is. It was like 5 to 3 seconds removed from finishing. 5 to 3 seconds. And it takes like 90 seconds for it to upgrade. Like 90 seconds. It takes so long for that upgrade to finish. Losing that right here was huge. Humongous. Because now we have the upgrade advantage of level 1 armor, level 1 attack for Kuangai, while Brain has 0-0. He is getting level 1 Carapace, but it's still pretty far away. And I think that if Kuangai had elected to go for pure Zealots, no Dragoons, with these Reavers, he would have broken through for sure. For sure. The Dragoons, they kind of just block your own units from progressing forward. Let's just see how close he got to breaking through. Actually, I think that this exact moment right here is when he should have attacked. With 1 armor finished. So he should have attacked right here, right now. But how much longer does it take for him to attack? It takes him quite a long time. Like, he was ready to attack, I'd say like 15 seconds ago. He's got the observers. But Brain is building more units and more units. And now we're on like 25 seconds. Okay, 25 seconds. And he finally attacks 30 seconds after level 1 attack finishes. 30 seconds after level 1 armor finishes. And during all that time, Brain added a couple more Sunkens, got more lurkers, almost finished. Look at this. If he had attacked earlier, these lurkers would be all the way over here with morphing. They would be like 10%. They would not be joining the party. Because look at this. Now they finish up, they get into position, and the zealots become completely ineffective. Because they're getting demolished and destroyed by lurkers as they get close. 30 seconds earlier, he would have won the game. That's kind of how close the game was to being over for Brain. But Kuangai wanted to wait 30 seconds. And within those 30 seconds, he lost his opportunity to win the game. That's what I believe. I mean, there were still a couple other chances afterwards, but within those 30 seconds, Brain solidified his defenses and closed the door, at least for a little while. It's RGB from RGB TV. I hope you enjoyed watching this. We're gonna go on with a couple more games after this in the next video. Until then, stay swifty.